Hello viewers, having shared with you the scope and depth of coverage of the environmental issues at hand as outlined by Environ Campus, we now embark on a journey with you by delving first into climate change. At this juncture, it is time to ask the question, what is climate change? And indeed, what is global warming? Global warming is the long-term rise in the average temperatures of the Earth's climate system. It is a major part of climate change. Climate change and global warming are often used interchangeably, but more accurately, global warming is the human-induced part of climate change. How do humans cause global warming? The largest human influence is the emission of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide into the atmosphere. These gases are called greenhouse gases because when released into the atmosphere, they form a layer around Earth which prevents re-emission of the sun's heat back into space, thereby causing the Earth to warm more and more. It's much like the greenhouse on your farm or on your vegetable garden. The overwhelmingly largest greenhouse gas is carbon dioxide, although it is not the most potent. Methane, for instance, is 30 times more potent than carbon dioxide. In any case, they all combine to form the layer of greenhouse gases. When the sun's heat is reflected by the Earth's surface back into space, it is transformed into infrared energy. The properties of this infrared energy are such that it cannot easily penetrate this layer of greenhouse gases. Therefore, most of it is trapped below the layer, thereby progressively warming up the planet, which in turn causes havoc in extreme weather manifestations, rising sea levels, and decimated habitats. The international community has come together to find ways of mitigating the problem with the formation of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and its instruments, the Kyoto Protocol and its sequel, the Paris Agreement. However, there is no sign of any slowing down in greenhouse gas levels. Carbon dioxide is at 147% of its pre-industrial levels, and carbon dioxide stays up in the atmosphere for centuries. Methane is at 259% of its pre-industrial levels, while nitrous oxide is at 123%. Also, the scientists tell us that the gap between the climate targets and reality is only widening. Plus, the warming potential of greenhouse gases has risen by 43% over what it was just 30 years ago. So where does all this leave us? Some think tank institutions are fortunately working on charting out a way towards the global goal of net zero global emissions by 2050. For instance, a report published by the National Academy of Sciences of the United States identifies many interventions that could act as catalysts to bring about rapid societal and technological change towards a sustainable future. The report suggests the following ways to accelerate efforts to decarbonize the planet. 1. To develop a business case for sustainable energy that could be the driving force for such a transition. 2. Remove all fossil fuel subsidies and boost incentives to move to decentralized energy production and make clean energy production and storage systems economically competitive. 3. Encourage financial markets to divest of assets linked to fossil fuels and divert investments towards less polluting technologies. 4. Build sustainable cities powered by clean energy. 5. Disclosing the moral implications of fossil fuel use. 6. Disclosing information on greenhouse gas emissions. 7. Strengthening climate education and engagement. It is incumbent upon us as Environ Campus to encourage the adoption, incubation, and development of such progressive ideas by businesses and technology companies at large. We will delve into the intricacies and implications of all the related issues and revisit them many times. But first, in the next video, we would like to expound how we all, as individuals, can all do our bit in mitigating climate change.